So I represented a client who was riding a $10,000 or $12,000 carbon fiber bike, brand new bike, down the Key Biscayne Bridge. And on the way down at about 35 miles an hour, he lost control of the bike, hit the retaining wall, and ended up on the ground with a catastrophic injury. His arm was actually severed all the way through at the shoulder.
What exactly failed on the bike?
Well, at the time, we didn't really know, but luckily one of his friends who was with him took the bike and preserved it. And when we inspected the bike the next day, it appeared to me that the wheel had cracked. But obviously the question was, did the wheel crack from the impact, or did the wheel crack and cause him to lose control? So we did some initial research on the bike manufacturer and the manufacturer of the wheel. We then retained experts. We had to fly in initially to inspect the wheel. We then had to ship the bike and the wheel out to a facility in California to have CT scanning done of the wheel. Once we went through what was really elaborate testing and evaluation of the wheel rim, we discovered that the way in which the wheel was designed, or the rim was designed, and also the way in which it was manufactured were very problematic. The way carbon fiber products are made, whether it's an airplane part, whether it's a golf club shaft, whether it's a carbon fiber rim for a bike wheel, it's made with very thin layers of carbon fiber that are laid over each other in certain patterns with resins, and they're then heated. And one of the known problems with carbon fiber construction is that you can get air pockets or air bubbles inside the carbon fiber. They're called voids, V-O-I-D-S. And in areas where you have the voids, the strength of the carbon fiber is not as strong as it's supposed to be, and so you can have weak spots. And so what we discovered was, in this wheel, there were multiple areas where there were a very high number of voids. And in this particular case, they were right near where the spoke holes were. And that was one of the other design defect problems with the wheel. Typically, on the rim, you have spoke holes that are drilled into the carbon fiber, and typically the spoke holes are at the thickest part of the rim bed. In this case, the manufacturer had staggered the spoke holes so that every other spoke hole was on a much thinner part of the rim. And it was at that location on this rim where the wheel cracked. And so we had voids plus a thinner part of the rim where the spoke hole was, and we were able to prove that the rim cracked in that location. And it cracked, causing him to lose control of the bike. Now, just knowing these problems with the wheel, now the real question was, well, could we prove that the manufacturer knew or should have known of the problem?